he or she is gradually trying to give up their attachments to this world and transfer those attachments to the spiritual world. Desire is not bad if it's directed towards the Supreme Lord, His associates, His world, the devotional feelings, the love of the spiritual world. So that's real desire. So our material desires entangle us. We get something, we get attached to it, we want more and more and more. We're never satisfied. So we want to gradually free ourselves from material desires. So when we approach the Lord in prayer, we shouldn't really be like that person who asks for 1,000 rand. What's the supreme blessing the Lord can give us? Love. Love for Him, love for His associates, love for all that happens in the spiritual world. Because that love is actually the visa back to the spiritual world. We have to fall out of love. Nobody likes to fall out of love, but a transcendentalist wants to fall out of love with this world gradually. We can't be artificial. Everyone has their own pace in spiritual life. But mukti, or liberation, means that we become freed from those strong attachments and we fall in love with Krishna. It's possible. Chanaka Pandit, one great saint, logician actually, he said you can only give up something if you get something better. So how do we give up those material desires which keep us bound to this material world, birth after birth after birth after birth? By getting the higher taste of what we would call Krishna consciousness, or love for Krishna, love for his consort, Sri Ratha, love for their servitors, Lalita and Vishaka, and the Manjaris, and their beautiful pastimes in the playground of God in the spiritual world. That's actually what we're looking for. Material things come and go, but if you have divine love for the divine couple, Radha and Krishna, that love goes on ad infinitum in the spiritual world. So we should pray for loving devotional service to Krishna. That's real prayer. At least if we're praying to God for something material, at least we recognize that He exists. Because there's atheists in this world who don't believe in the soul, don't believe in God. It's all cold mechanical laws of nature that things are going on. So at least if someone accepts the existence of the Supreme Being from whom we have all come, that's a good start. That's a pious person who recognizes that, I'm not this body, I'm the soul within this body. There's a Supreme Soul, there's God. I have a connection with Him. Let me revive that connection in this valuable human form of life. That's a pious person. But beyond that, there's the understanding that we don't belong in this material world, but to get back to the spiritual world, so we should pray. We can begin by praying, as Rupa Goswami, one great saint in our tradition, prays in his collection of poems called Padyavali. My dear Lord, I'm drowning in this fathomless whirlpool of material existence. Those of you who are a little older, a little experienced in this world, you understand that statement. Oh Lord, I'm drowning in this fathomless whirlpool of material existence. Oh, you who give shelter to those who have no shelter, please just this one time, won't you extend your hand to save me? That's the next step. To believe that God exists and that we have a relationship with Him, and by His grace, by His mercy alone, we can become freed from samsara, the repetition of birth and death. We can't do it alone. We need His help, we need the help of His representative. And then in that fine art of cultivating Christian consciousness and devotional service to Him, what are the finer sentiments? I'm not going to pray for you, pray to you for anything material. I've been there, I've done that. Brahmanda Brahmati Konya Bhagavanji Guru Krishna Prasad Pai Bhakti Lak Bij. Very important verse in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. It chalks out our history in this life, in previous lives, since we fell from grace in the spiritual world. What have we been doing? Looking for material pleasure. That verse says, since we fell from the spiritual world, we've been transmigrating from universe to universe to universe. This is the bigger picture, bird's eye view. From